AI is here. Yes, AI is here. So I came across a tweet where a software engineer at a tech company in San Francisco said something recently that taught me code, right? And he said, my manager tells me what to do and I tell Claude AI to do it. It just shows that he's not learning, he's not building, he's just a middleman. And do you know what happens to middlemen? At some point, they get cut out. This video is not about whether AI will take your job. That's a conversation I don't even want to talk about. This is about what you do right now so that when the music stops, you are not scrambling for a chair. Let me explain something and show you what's actually happening. Not the hype, but the numbers. Entry-level tech hiring at the top 15 companies today, they are down by 25%. 55,000 jobs were cut in 2025, with AI as the stated reason. 12 times more than 2 years before. Recently, Block, Jack Dorsey, went from 10,000 to 6,000 employees. He said something about intelligence and also intelligent tool changing what it means to build today. And then Apple just recently integrated AI coding agent directly into Xcode, in case you don't know. So here is what makes it different from every other tech scare that you might have seen. Coding is digital, like it lives in text. AI was trained on billions of lines of code that we wrote. You wrote it. We built all of these things from ground ourselves. By the way, this is not the old robots are coming story. This is compression. Companies that need 10 developers now need 4. Those 4 with AI would actually give them the output of 10 that they actually need. The question is, are you one of the 4 or one of the 6? Here's a trap most developers fall into, including myself, right? You learn the tool, you get comfortable, you become a proxy, right? AI writes your code, AI debugs your code, AI explains the part that you don't understand, and slowly, without realizing it, you automatically stop thinking. Is that even right? Is that correct? So let's take a look at it. Using AI is not the same as understanding what AI cannot do. AI can generate syntax. It cannot frame novel problems. It cannot make architectural decisions with long-term trade-offs. It cannot debug different behaviors in different systems just out of the box. Also, it cannot sit with a client, hear what they are not saying, and then translate that into a system that actually works. Those are definitely human skills. And right now, they are even worth more than they have ever been before. But only if you have them, that is when you become dangerously irreplaceable. And I'll shed more light on that. So when I say become dangerous, I don't mean to learn every AI tool out there. And also, I don't mean you should vibe code your way through projects and call yourself a 10x engineer. Stay with me. I mean, become that person that AI can't replace and cannot replicate. Again, dangerous in this case means system thinking. You understand how the pieces connect to each other and not just how to generate them. Another important one is problem framing, right? You can take a vague business that needs a particular solution and then turn it into a technical architecture. Of course, AI can't directly do that. It needs you to do that. Another important one is judgment. AI will give you 5 solutions. Knowing which one to ship and why is the skill that separates the 4 from the 6. So another one is communication. The ability to explain what you are building, why it matters, and also get buy-in from people who don't write code. You see, I've said this multiple times where I talked about learning to code on my HTC phone during university days. There's no laptop, no boot camp. In fact, my laptop got stolen. That's how I end up using my mobile phone. Just the phone, just the zeal to do something different. So the experience taught me something AI will never, which is how to solve problems when you have nothing. And also when you have limited resources. How to think before you type. And that's exactly what dangerous looks like today. It's not about your tool, it's about what you can do when the tools change. So there's 3 different layers I want you to think about your skills in those particular layers. So layer 1, the core, which the stuff that AI cannot touch. Things like system design, problem decomposition, understanding trade-offs, and also having a domain expertise. All of these things compound over the years and transfer across every era. Either you are there during the era of Web 1 or Web 2 or Web 3, AI, it doesn't matter. The layer is your moat. And then you spend the majority of the time in layer 1. Now, layer 2, which is leverage, right? You use AI as a multiplier, not a replacement. So you learn to direct AI the way a senior architect directs a junior developer. You don't take everything, you review its output, you also challenge some of the decisions it's making on your behalf. So that way you use it to move faster and not to stop your thinking process. So developers who survive aren't the one avoiding AI. Yes, they are the one using it better than everyone else because they understand what is happening under the hood. And then the final layer, which is layer 3, and that is exploration. You stay curious and then you start small. You experiment with different tools, new framework, new models, but you don't bet your career on them directly. If you watch my depth over trend video, you have the fundamental ratio, which is like the 70%, 20%, and 10%. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. By the way, I'm not here to scare you. We are in this together. I'm here to just enlighten you and then kind of make you think about some of this process. Because every cycle, Web 2, Web 3, AI, the people who invested in depth survived. And depth means that you are open-minded to work with different tools. And then the people who chose tool of that moment got left behind. Every time, that's a normal flow, right? AI is not going away. It's going to get faster, cheaper, and more capable. That's not a threat. It's a fact. So your job is to become so good at the things AI can't do that you become indispensable. Not to your company, companies change, but then to the market itself. Stop being a proxy, start being really, really dangerous. The developers who thrive in this era won't be the ones who use AI the most, right? They will be the ones who need it at least, and also probably for leverage at its best. Level up. Yes, you. Level up. The clock is already running. All you need to do is to level up. See you in the next one. Bye.